One, I want to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, salutations to the elect 144. First fruit to sincere Akim out there, preaching his word, all truth and sincerity. Sincere Akwath who listen and subscribe. Shalom. All right. Just want to get a quick biblical science. Okay. Lord willing, it's edifying, and y'all can, learn something off of it. What I wanted to get in today was biomechanics. All right, I'm gonna get the quick definition of biomechanics, and it reads: the study of the mechanical laws relating to the movement or structure of living organisms. All right, living organisms, and particularly what I wanted to get in. That one particular specific living organism I wanted to get in was trees. Okay, trees. I'm going to get into biomechanics of trees. Okay, I was reading this little PDF file I just stumbled across. It says biomechanical studies of trees. All right, biomechanics applies the basic principles of structural engineering theory to the study of plant forms, including trees. A fundamental premise is that plants cannot violate the laws of physics. All right. Biomechanics studies trees as mechanical objects, using engineering and physical principles in an attempt to understand the structural properties of trees and how they interact with the environment. All right, Esau wants to dip and dabble and see how things work. It says he is wiser than Daniel, man. All right, he's over here studying, a plethora of things, and it's crazy. I know I'm going a little off track, but you can't. But these 2/3 niggas can't sit and open a book and realize who they really are. Esau knows everything about his enemy, but Israel knows nothing about Esau. You got to know your enemy. But going back into the topic at hand, all right, using engineering and physical properties in an attempt to understand the structural properties of trees and how they interact with the environment, And there's one thing that, that everybody knows how they interact with the environment, and that's photosynthesis. But I'm going to get into that later. The growth rate of trees is largely determined by psychological constraints. Okay, that's what I wanted to get into, because we all know what psychology is, and we all know what psychology means. But ology means the study of, and psyche means spirit. So it's the study of the spirit. All right, psychological constraints. When you look up that word constraint, it means like a limit. All right, so a spiritual limit. You know what I'm saying? That's how everything on this earth is spiritual. But particularly the trees, very spiritual. All right, trees are very spiritual. They're to the well-being of life. It's beneficial for us. We need trees. All right, we need the grass. We need plants. Okay, like I was saying, photosynthesis. Okay. So enough on that article. But the main thing I wanted to get was the fact of photosynthesis and psychological constraints. Okay, the growth rate of trees is largely determined by psychological constraints. All right, it's by spiritual limits. All right, you all heard that saying: if you talk to a plant, you play it soothing some type of music, it's gonna grow, it's gonna flourish. But if you neglect it, it's gonna wither. That's psychological, man. That's spiritual. At the end of the day, psychological is another word for spiritual. You know what I'm saying? Photosynthesis, the process by which green plants and some other organisms use sunlight to synthesize foods from carbon dioxide and water. Photosynthesis in plants generally involves green pigment chlorophyll and generates oxygen as a byproduct. So when we breathe in the O2 or the O, whatever you want to call it, and we breathe out carbon dioxide. All right, and that goes into the plants, which they breathe that in, and through the green pigment of chlorophyll comes out oxygen. Okay, just to tie some a scripture into it. This is Genesis. I'll do Genesis. I'll do Genesis 2 and 9. And the point is in the beginning of the verse, but I'm going to read, thoroughly. Okay? This is Genesis 2 and 9. And out of the ground made Yahweh power to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food. All right? It's pleasant to the sight and it's good for food. All right? First off, I'm touching, scratching the surface with this scripture. Genesis is a very, very in-depth spiritual book when you get into the breakdowns of it. What it says is, not just what it says. You got to dig deep in the verse, into the words, to know actually what it's talking about. But I'm going to scratch the surface just to keep on topic, of what I'm trying to go into. All right? So, and out of the ground made Yahweh power grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight. Pleasant to the sight, You see a forest. It's a beautiful thing to see, especially like say you're on a higher type, like say a cliff or whatnot. I'm here in Atlanta. You go to Stone Mountain. You can see everything when you make it to the top of that mountain. You see the green trees. It's a beautiful sight. All right, and good for food. Trees store food for the animals, for the insects, for the birds, the fowls of the air, and even for the humans, for mankind. All right. The tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. That's going into something different. All right. Here's another scripture. This is Ecclesiasticus 38:4. Yahweh hath created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them. All right, you won't abhor a tree because technically it's a medicine. A tree itself is a medicine. It provides oxygen to you, what you need, which is a necessity to survive in this fleshly vessel. That's medicine that you breathe in every single day. You're taking in medicine every single day with that oxygen through the cycle of photosynthesis. All right. So I went in a little deeper to the photosynthesis. I said, do humans benefit from photosynthesis? All right. And this is what it reads. Humans benefit from photosynthesis by receiving, obviously, oxygen. All right. Which I was just getting into. We breathe out carbon dioxide. That's kind of like, here it is, okay? You can compare this vessel to a vehicle, all right? You can compare the vessel to the vehicle. A vehicle has a computer chip in it, okay? You got your brain, all right? And it tells it what to do, when to start, whatever. Then you have your engine. And your engine, you go down, you got your catalytic converters, which goes down to the back towards your exhaust pipes, all right? And you have your air intake systems connected to your engines, your pulleys, all of that in the 9 yards. Your air intake, so I'm specifically talking about photosynthesis and breathing, you could say, for respiratory function, because breathing in oxygen, you're dealing with respiratory systems in your lungs, okay? So a car has its air intake, so it's intaking the air and going into the engine and keeping the engine cool, all right? In turn, that engine is pumping and it needs to release something too, right? That's when it goes into catalytic converters and out of the exhaust, okay? That's why usually when people decide to upgrade their air intake, they upgrade their exhaust as well, because the more air you take in, the more you need to push out, and it needs to be equivalent, okay? That's kind of what photosynthesis goes into with your body. You breathe in, okay? Your lungs filter, and then it pushes out. Your lungs are almost like your air intake as well as your exhaust. You know what I'm saying? Your exhaust pipes. Okay? So humans benefit from photosynthesis by receiving, obviously, oxygen, which is required for cellular respiration. That's a lot. You slow down, you know. But you see what I'm saying? Which is required for cellular respiration, so required for breathing. Okay, but plants also provide glucose, which we heterotrophs need to perform cellular respiration again. So we benefit by receiving oxygen and glucose, or O2, which is oxygen, and the 2 is like 2 atoms, and C6H12O6, which is probably carbon 6, hydrogen 12, and oxygen 6, which would in turn be carbon, your glucose, I want to say. But you know, that's something quick on a little biblical science and how trees benefit us. All right, trees are essential to life. All right, plants are essential to life. That's why you eat greens. That's why you use different herbs to sustain. All right. Matter of fact, last night I was with the Akim and I peeped. I was observing, and I saw a brother. He had a lemon. Okay. Obviously he was eating that lemon. If I'm not mistaken, it has a lot of citrus. It's acidic, and it could cleanse you. All right. But another way, I was peeping. I'm like, oh, you can do that. He was squeezing the lemon in his hand, and he'll do the lemon juice like that and put it on his skin. And put it on his face, put it on his hair. He perfect example of what he was doing was what I just read in Ecclesiasticus, the 38th chapter. And I'll read it again, verse 4. Yahweh hath created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them. He was using the lemon in its full potential, not just to eat it or put it in some water because lemon alkalines your water, and it's pretty much like a purifier. He was using the lemon as a skin for his skin. On top of that, it's probably, I don't know for sure, I gotta ask the brother, but it's probably healthy for your skin. It makes your skin soft. It makes you smell good. A lemon smells good, So, plants are here for us, for our well-being, for us to breathe, for us to function. We vibe off of trees. We vibe off of plants, man. It's all a vibration. Everything is psychological or spiritual, man. Everything is spiritual. So with that, I want to give all praises to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. Give double honors to the apostles and the elders, the great millstone who rule well. Peace, love, salutations to elect 144. And like I say always, man, keep pushing and keep fighting, man. Because we're almost out of here, man. All right? And I'll tell you one thing. Them plants and them animals are going to be at league with us if we're under Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. They're going to be at league with us in that terrible day of Jacob's trouble, man. They're going to be in league with us. The plants, the animals, they're going to all through the spirit, through the spirit, the plants could send their pollen, a big mass of pollen going one direction, and then through the spirit you just click, hey, the plants are telling me to go that direction. You know what I'm saying? It's just simple things like that, but keep pushing, keep fighting, and stay strong and stay rooted, man. Like a tree, stay rooted, okay? With all that, I want to say shalom.